remember we were talking about that woke video game, Concord,
Yeah.
which like the game itself isn't anywhere near as woke. I watched like gameplay of it. It's not like Dustborn, where that game is
Right.
like overtly woke. This
Yeah.
game just happened to be have some like flavors or tastes of
The
woke.
characters, the pronouns that are listed up there and how the character designs, but in terms of actual gameplay, I mean, from what I know is the gameplay wasn't terrible. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Who wants to play is the characters with big
Is a
fupas
they
and
them.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. The and what I don't know, I have not been able to confirm this, but the number that people are throwing around is $200 million
Yeah.
dollars that they lost on that
Yep.
game.
And right now there's a PlayStation is adjusting they're like increasing the
Yeah.
price of PlayStation 5s in Japan to try to offset what they lost on Concord. It's just insane. You don't I mean, it's bad enough to take a chance on these woke developers, but a $200 million loss. Whew. That
That's
there
a
was
heck of
too
a
much.
chance.
Yeah, and just to even see, you would think those who are overseeing this and Sony would have been like, uh, these characters look ugly. I wouldn't want to play. I mean, I guess there's just too scared to say it. Everybody's seeing it and they're too scared to say it, but now they lost a bunch of money.
Yeah, that's I mean, that's I think what it really speaks to is that consumers now like woke nonsense is a stinky cologne. So like if it's on something, people are just like, I'm out. They're not even willing to say, oh, it's really
Right.
not that woke. They're just like, oh, people are saying it's woke. Nah, I'm good. I'm good on spend. And the game wasn't even like that expensive. I think it was a $40 game. No, I'm wrong. Dustborn was 40. I think this game was um not cheap
Right.
and was regular price. It
But
was a
also
like an
with
official release too, right?
the
On
hero,
Sony.
yeah, but with the hero shooter, it's like you've got Overwatch that's free to play. I believe Overwatch 2 is free.
Right.
So why would you spend all that money for Concord when Overwatch looks better and probably is a lot better? There's just a lot of issues with that in general. They really needed people who could have really set the gameplay apart in some way. You need some revolutionaries like Ice Frog, for example, with Deadlock.
Mm.
But in this case, you don't have that. You just have, oh, okay, this is Overwatch, but make it more queer and more fat. And so,
Yeah. Yeah, well,
yeah.
Concord, I've been corrected. Concord was $40, but still,
Okay.
a game of this quality should have been free. First of all, and second of all, I think, even though like, you know, as I would be apt, as tempting as it is to use the "get woke, go broke" thing,
Yeah.
this is also a very forgettable game
Yeah.
in an era with 100 better alternatives. I mean, the hero shooter space already has Overwatch, and it
Yep.
has essentially, would you say that Rainbow Six Siege is kind of a hero shooter? Because like
Uh,
each operator has its
kind
own
of.
unique skill that they can do.
Right.
Like you pick an operator, they do one certain thing. I mean, to me, the layman, I would say it's the same.
Well, and
Um,
what is that
that
one?
Apex
Yeah,
Legends.
Apex Legends.
Yeah.
Also, hero shooters are still difficult to be successful. Look at what happened with Lawbreakers, for example. So that's not really a genre I'd be wanting to take a chance on, not unless you have some legend on your team who can revolutionize things a bit, or if you have some sort of other existing successful IP that you can use for, oh, here's an existing game, we're going to use this theme like a Smash Bros type,
Yeah.
how they have that
Yeah.
kind of roster. Unless you have something like that, it's really difficult to take such a big chance on a hero shooter.
Yeah, I mean, I think like, Paul Video Gamer says, "Hey, you two. According to Bricks, the U.S. transferred $239 million to the tally on accident. Living in a clown world." An unrelated topic by Coffee Brand Coffee. Please make buttered rum coffee. I will consider that. I will take a look at it. But Lol Not a Cat also says, you can have an unattractive character in your game, but they still have to be cool. Look at Roadhog or Ana in Overwatch. Their difference
Right.
is that overt leftism just isn't cool or fun.
Right, and the art style looks good, so it's like, okay, even though someone like Anna is this really old woman character, she still looks cool, the design is still aesthetically pleasing to the eye,
Yeah,
so, yeah, there's a big difference with that, and so, for example, too, with, their character May, she's, a little thick, she's a little chubby, but
yeah.
she's cute looking, and
Oh, yeah,
with
May is cute. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
she's
she's
cute,
cute,
yeah.
people love her, and even in one of her skins, they made her thinner and people raged until they made her thick again. So, even with that, it was like, okay, you have a character who's a little overweight, but they still managed to make her cute and people liked her for that. So, but with Concord, it's like, dude, there's a little bit difference between, oh, here's a character who's a little chubby and cute versus here's a character with a gigantic, massive fupa and is
Yeah,
ugly.
yeah. And that I'm supposed to believe is running around and
I
somersaulting and
know,
yeah,
exactly.
I think what really killed this game was not necessarily the wokeness, but it didn't have anything unique to offer.
Right,
It was in development hell for 8 years. So, like, if this game had come out 7 years ago, it would have done better. Like, there's just no
right.
denying that. Now, I mean, 7 years ago, Apex Legends wasn't like the number 1 game as it was, or it's very close. I'm not sure if Apex was out then or not. I don't
Yeah, I
think so.
can't
I think
remember for
I
sure.
think
I think
Apex is like 4 or 5 years. But anyway,
yeah.
like you are everyone already plays Apex or they already play Overwatch or they already play something else. This game had nothing new to offer. Then once you add in like the woke factor, then people are really not even worth, willing to give it a chance. I saw a lot of cope posting on Twitter like, I wish people would just give it a chance. And why?
I
Like,
hate hearing that, and then all of that. I mean, there's even articles from websites like Kotaku and the like that are like, "We need to be giving Concord a chance. You guys need to." When I hear the words "give it a chance," I'm tuned out, and we're seeing that with a lot of these flops lately. Why aren't you giving it a chance? Or this looks fine. That's another.
yeah,
This character looks fine. Like when we complain about, oh, look what they've done with Joanna Dark. She looks ugly now. It's like the comments are, what are you? You're being ridiculous. She looks fine. Or Lara Croft in the Call of Duty crossover. She looks ugly. Why doesn't she look like Lara Croft? Oh, she looks fine. Why is oh, this looks fine. She looks fine. Why is that acceptable? Why is somebody going to be wanting to put in a bunch of money into something that looks fine? I had the same comment about Star Wars Outlaws as well. Oh, you're being ridiculous. This game looks fine. Oh, who wants to drop 60, 70, $100 on that season pass thing for a game that just looks fine? It needs to look great, not just fine.
yeah. That's also rich coming from game journals to get the games for free.
I
Look,
know.
Concord
Yeah.
was $40. Give it a chance. I'll give it a chance when it's free.
Yes.
Like, you know, the gaming morph says the new Rainbow Six operator is in a wheelchair. Can't wait to try and get that objective that's on a different floor. Oh my god. Yeah.
Really? That's funny. If it's like
Oh,
an automatic wheelchair with like turbo boosters or something, that might be an advantage. But other
that
than
wouldn't
that,
even
that's
be like a
cringe.
yeah, that wouldn't be a thing in Rainbow Six because it's like
Yeah,
Rainbow Six is more like gritty and real world.
that's
Like it
true.
can't be like a hoverboard, like a hover. That would work in like Overwatch, but not in Rainbow Six. Yeah, all
Wow,
this
that's
crap.
cringe.
You know what I'll say though? That won't ruin the game because Rainbow Six is good. If you
Yeah.
like, like stealth team shooters, Rainbow Six is one of the better ones out there. And what's the other one that's really popular? Where the graphics don't look great, but everyone plays it competitively.
Wait, are you talking like Counter Strike?
Might be talking about Counter Strike, yeah. Is that the one? It doesn't look very good. Like the graphics look kind of crummy, but the
Well,
gameplay is
Counter
really good.
Strike is older but it still has a huge fan base. So, I mean, it's
Okay,
really good. Yeah, it's
yeah,
amazing. Yeah.
that might be it. And even in chat too, Lone Wolf says to quote another game review, I don't want to play a character with the same rotund figure as myself. I want to play as a guy that looks like he's going to die at 35 from roid use. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. And that's just really the crux of the modern AAA thing. Like you can have overweight characters, they exist, but
Right.
it's like people can kind of smell when it's just crammed in there for,
Yeah.
for like Overwatch is notorious for like every time Blizzard gets into a controversy about, male
Yep.
engagement, then like, oh, let's release a queer character in
Yeah.
Overwatch, and then
Or
everyone will shut up.
let's say this character's gay. All right, there we go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The latest Rainbow Six game has nothing to do about South. Okay, maybe it's more of a team shooter then. Yeah, I played it a few times. My brother-in-law's really into it, and he's always trying to get me to play, but like, I don't know. I'm just not. Here's what I don't like about it. I don't like characters that have specific abilities that are useful at some times and not others. I don't like
Oh,
that. So any game
yeah.
that's like that, like Apex Legends or whatever, I don't play them. I would
Right.
rather be able to play any kind of character and equip any kind of ability that I want.
Gotcha. So you might
Yeah.
not like Deadlock too.
Well, because like I don't want to play as some like fat lesbian just because I need her ability. You know what I mean? Like that's
I get it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like that's yeah, for me, I want to play like an ultra. I always try to like make my guy kind of stocky with a beard, and I try to
Right.
make him look somewhat like me. And like, I don't want to play as old grandma just because I need her abilities. Like, I don't.
Right.
I like
Gotcha.
identify with the character.
So you want to customize your character and
Why
in
can't I just
Yep.
choose the ability that I need for a particular Now I get it. That's why it's a team shooter, a hero shooter where you need someone who heals in order to win as a
Right.
team. But I don't want to ever heal like that. I don't. Healing is for
Yeah.
kicks. Like I don't want to do that.